Welcome back to the film and TV channel, Mount Bernard's little film and TV channel anyway. And we're going to look at an Amazon Prime effort today. This is released on Amazon Prime Video on April the 8th, 2022, and all scores and comments, etc. are as at that date. And we're going to have a look at something called, it's a spy thriller, but, well, a spy drama, let's say. I'm not going to say, certainly not an action thriller, that's for sure. There were elements of action, as you'd expect in anything, but mainly very wordy sort of spy thriller. And it's called All the Old Knives. It's 101 minutes, directed by Janus Smets-Pedersen, and the screenplay was by Olin Steinhauer, based on the novel of the same name by Steinhauer. So if you've read that, say, sometimes things inspire me to go and read the book, and vice versa. Am I inspired to go and read the book after watching this? Possibly not, although it might be better. It stars Chris Pine, Thandie Newton, Lawrence Fishburne, and Jonathan Pryce, and one or two other famous faces as well. So is it any good? What are the people saying about it? We've got plenty of reviews. Rotten Tomatoes, we put approval rating, or positivity rating I call it, of 65% based on 71 reviews, with an average rating of 6.1 out of 10, so that's not too bad. 46 fresh and 25 rotten. The consensus of the site: All the Old Knives suffers in comparison to the dialogue-driven spy thrillers of the past, but the chemistry between its stars simmers even when the story doesn't. I can sort of accept part of that critique. Metacritic, the other site we'll look at, got an average of 62 out of 100. So again, very, very similar. That's based on 28 critics, of which 19 were positive, 8 were mixed, and 1 was negative. So again, not overly bad. And it scores anywhere between 42 out of 100 and 80 out of 100. Screen Rant's Rachel Labonte was a bit mixed on it. She gave it 50 and said, All the Old Knives lacks innovation, but it still serves up an entertaining ride thanks to Pine and Newton's twisty dynamic. Yeah, totally disagree. Variety's Owen Gleiberman, he was a bit more positive. He gave it 70 out of 100 and said, I'm glad to report that All the Old Knives is a minor but engrossing genre movie, tightly wound, more or less rooted in the real world, with taut dialogue and espionage gambits that fall just side of contrived. It's not John le Carre, but it's not thinly patched together pulp either. And even more positive, The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw, he scored it 80 out of 100. So it's a bit mixed in the scores, but very positive, some of the critics. Peter Bradshaw said, maybe a little unexpectedly, he scored this 80 out of 100. Amazon Studios has given us a very watchable and classily upscale espionage drama thriller in the spirit of John le Carre. So high praise indeed. If you like John le Carre stuff, you might be certainly interested in this. And let's go over to the public. Let's go over to Joe Public, Internet Movie Database. 1,709 reviews have been left. There's a few 10 out of 10s, a few 1 out of 10s. I've ignored those. And if you sort of look at that, you're left with 1,116 people who scored it between 6 and 9, and only 394 scored it between 2 and 5. So very good positivity. And we end up with a score on Internet Movie Database, as at the date of 8th of April, 6.1 out of 10. So again, pretty much across the board, Rotten Tomatoes to Metacritic to Internet Movie Database, with the scores and Metascore as well. So there we go. What are my little thoughts for this? It's a story told basically over 2 timelines, and it's easy to distinguish the timelines because of the style of the people in it and the haircuts, various things. So, say if you take your eye off the thing for a minute and sort of go back on, it's not too hard to get back into it. There's certainly no help with dates on the screen, which I like to see, but I'm getting old, so I'll probably need that anyway. It's more drama than thriller. It's more wordy than action, and just about gets away with it for me as an Amazon Prime, let's say free to view. Obviously, you subscribe to Amazon Prime anyway, but for those things that you get free to me, they say, don't they? I think on the site. I think for that, it just about gets away with it for subscribers. Perhaps not so much if you'd gone to the cinema and watched it. I think people would have been disappointed, but that's not what it is. It's a direct-to-TV streaming movie. So on that basis, yes, I think this is very watchable. Pine and Newton, of course, do have good chemistry, as already mentioned, ably assisted by some big names who sort of flit in and out of it, not to any great extent. It's mainly about those 2 characters. It's a bit slow at times, very wordy, which I don't mind. I don't mind as long as it's telling a story. It's not too boring, not too much waffle. But yeah, don't expect a massive action. There are little sequences, of course. There's bound to be. There's a plane hijack involvement, etc. But it is a relatively short runtime, so it never really gets bogged down or too boring with the wordy scenes. But it's interesting, if not groundbreaking, that's for sure. Just standard fare, really, of this type of film. And certainly Amazon do a lot worse than this, so I'm quite happy with that. So as with most of the people, I'm just going to give it a good watchable score. I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's okay. It'll be too slow for some people, not enough action, but if you know what you're getting, you go into it knowing what to expect, and I don't see any problems, so I will give it a 6 out of 10. So if you get to watch this, guys, let me know what you think. As I say, not the greatest, but from Amazon, I'll take that. I'll take anything that's watchable that I don't have to pay for. That's me, but that's how it should be as well. You know, if you pay a subscription service, you want at least something decent to watch occasionally, which they're not always 100% good at, but thankfully this one is. Anyway, until we meet again, guys, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.